Destination Sanbunan Bafetu. Welcome back to Football Trends with me, QB. Now, I have to say big ups to Kaizer Chiefs. Now, before before we talk about what I want us to talk about on today's video, because clearly there is something that was happening with Tomaseko, and it's not something I was thinking was happening, but then right now it is happening. So maybe it's the reason why things are not moving the way probably we think they should be moving. But anyways, I want Abraham, you said Abraham's might not be going to Kaizer Chiefs. Maybe I'm just doing it for content. Well, here I am. Did Kaizer Chiefs make an announcement for Abraham's, yes or no? But anyways, it's in Moshe's Kati Koslami. I do believe Kaizer Chiefs did make the announcement for Faiz Abrahams. Finally, he has joined the Glamour Boys on a long season deal loan. Well, unfortunately, it is a loan. But then the exciting part is that the loan doesn't even have an option to make the transfer permanent. So says with Masimtata, Simdalisa on the loan. And if he becomes what we think he will be, then definitely we're going to benefit a lot more because he's young and also Konanje signer permanently. So that is the deal that has been agreed upon between the two clubs, which is Kaizer Chiefs and Stellenbosch FC. So I'm happy. It looks like we are starting off on a good foundation again when it comes to Stellenbosch in terms of the transfer market. So definitely in the near future, I'm hoping we can regain and continue building trust from one another. So as we can be able to take players from them and they can be able to take players from us, vice versa, going forward, because at the end of the day we will always need each other. Even right now, there's this new player who was linked with us. He managed to join, I think, Golden Arrows, but he is a direct replacement for Isak Cisse, which obviously, let's be honest, we all wanted that player. Even this new guy, now, yeah, obviously we were impressed by him and we thought definitely he is a player that we should have gotten. But then I did tell you, no, he's just think they are good enough in that position, hence they've signed of Chitarabana Omtasimwa, though we are still in need of an attacking midfielder and a striker, coaches, terms. But other than that, I'm happy and I would love to give a big round of applause for Kaizer Chiefs in terms of what they did this season. So yeah, might have taken time for them to do what was needed or what was necessary, but I think with the signings that they have done so far, we have good players. Bafetu. Only time will tell in terms of how they will be performing. But other than that, for me, I'm happy. So now, speaking in terms of that, going forward, with the players, the signings, because remember, Kaizer Chiefs is not yet done in the transfer market, and I'm still going to say it again. Yes, we are not done. Some might be thinking, okay, Kaizer Chiefs say the deal Oksana Ama players, but yeah, you will be surprised, especially for this season. It looks like what we were being told, earlier on. If you have been following me, what the club is in support of trying to make sure that they get the players that are wanted or are needed for the coach by all necessary means. So you've seen, this is evident. Langalehle Pili has joined. Obviously, we have taken Ronaldo Lena from, where he's coming from, which I think they are particularly not happy with us at the moment. And then also we do have Tomum Loisane coming from Stellenbosch FC on a free basis, but then now they've gotten a player from us on a free basis, which is, I believe, Josh Matlo Bamtole on a free transfer. So it is not something that we should be worrying too much. But then they did, go on to beat us because they said, hey, Mvetu, you guys want Pili. Pili is a very important player to us. We are not going to be able to give you for free. So we had to throw in two players and add some cash because, yeah, our players are a bit older and all that. So maybe in a sense, it does make kind of a business sense. But at the end of the day, hey, Mvetu, this thing with football, it's a risk. What if the player doesn't give you exactly what you're hoping for from that player. But hey, either way, Sigwenzile. The only thing that we can do now is move forward, and hopefully things are going to move very well. So now, speaking in terms of the players that needs more signing. Oh, did I mention all the players? I was mentioning the players: Ronaldo Lina, Thabo Mloisane, Mutasingwa, Upili, and then also Umchitarapana, Faiz, Abrahams. Now with Ukanye Samayo, I'm not going to talk much about it because we know he's already there. Yes, he signed on permanent basis, but I remember telling you guys earlier on, I remember I was even speaking with Cameroon. He said it might happen he's not going to sign with the club at the end of the season, but Mina, I was told there's an obligation for him to become permanent. So maybe it's something they talked about, verbally, but hey, nah, yenzekile. At the end of the day, he has signed on a permanent basis. And let's be honest, guys, we did not sign him because we are like, he had a very good season. No, we signed him because we believe there's still some more to him. So whether we liked it or not, because let's be honest, the season that he had with Kaizer Chiefs was not a successful one. But I'm happy right now. He started training. Maybe coming back in. And I know this new head coach is going to use this player in the right manner. And we're going to be able to get as much as we possibly can from Kaizer Mayo. So with that being said, let's go to another player whom I've just seen from Times Live. Hey, there's trouble in paradise. So apparently, Thapelo Maseko Bafeto is not leaving because Indonji Efesongoye. Actually, it is something Efesongoye because he is not happy at Sundowns, according to Times Live. Now, I don't know for sure how true this is because it's Times Live. I don't know much about Times Live. It's not a publication that I do follow. But then I can confirm that Maseko, one thing I know about Maseko, Thapelo Maseko from Mamelodi Sundowns, did not want to go back to the club that he was loaned from, or he was loaned on, because that club, failed to pay out, his salary. So he was just working there without, getting anything. So that is a problem. Hence, he decided he doesn't want to go back there. Rather, he would join any different club. Now, the biggest question that I always had would be, why is Sundowns letting go of such an incredible player? Okay, some of you have spoken about, being selfish, nalukiana, but let's look at it in a different perspective. Thapelo Maseko, is he a player? Because when Sundowns signed him, Tina, we were interested and we were behind Sundowns. We were interested in signing him. We were behind Sundowns. We wanted to sign this player, but unfortunately, we did not get him. And I've made my point clear. I've made my emotions. I've said it from my personal view. Which, for me, I don't think we should be signing him. But at the end of the day, if there is interest from the club and then they decide to sign him, hey, I won't go against that because it is something that the club wants to do. There are players, many players. I said, we shouldn't sign this. And then Sabasina, they got in. And I was like, okay, no, makes sense why they decided to sign this player. Understand? So even right now, I might be wrong in saying, okay, we do not need Omaseko, but then you find Mastoto Umsana, he becomes one of the best and lethal strikers that PSL has ever seen currently from this season. You understand? So according to Times Live, they say Thapelo Maseko is not happy at Mamelodi Sundowns. Now the reason why he's not happy at Sundowns, it looks like Sundowns is doing what they do best, blocking the moves of players from reaching certain clubs that they want to go to. So with trusted people coming from Abu Mazola, all those other publications, they're saying Sundowns is looking for international offers for the player because locally there aren't any offers. No offers locally. Angazi. But then Times Live is saying something totally different. No, the player is just not happy. It looks like there are moves in the Betway Premiership, or the clubs in the Betway Premiership that are interested in signing him, but unfortunately, Sundowns said, we're not gonna even entertain. So, is it possible Maseko wants to leave because he's not happy. And is it possible that we are probably interested in signing him? Because remember, he is a totally different striker, which is something that the coach mentioned earlier on in my interviews when he said the list of players that he wants to sign, all the players that he thinks needs to be added at the club. I don't know. I don't know, guys. But looking at the whole situation, hey, though I am being told that there's some interesting news in terms of international players. There's two, not one, two players we might be bringing to Naturena. But the foreign spot is a problem. So we will see if those deals are going to go through. And I'm not sure what is it two international strikers, or is a striker and attacking midfielder, or what? I don't know. But all I'm saying is Kaizer Chiefs, yes, are not done in the transfer market, and there's more to come. So big ups to them. I'm happy Kaizer Chiefs are doing something different this season. I was crying. I was one of the people who were crying with no Mari Kaizer Chiefs is happy. But right now, looking at everything that they've accomplished and how they tried to push what they wanted to push is definitely amazing. It's so incredible. Big ups to the senior, not senior, the junior. Big ups to Junior. If he is the one that facilitated those moves, but then most of the time it's Bobby who makes sure what the deals go through smoothly. It is something that is not known to the public eye, but hey, it is what it is. As long as we get the player, go right. But anyways, this is it. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like the video, and please, to Abraham and other Abraham Abakhona, because he's not Abraham's, but to other people who are having the mindset of Abraham, please don't worry. Whenever I come here and talk about something, it's because there is something. I don't talk about something because there's nothing. There's always something. And if I say there's something, but I'm not sure, then definitely that's how it is. But at the end of the day, bengeng it, oh, Abraham's is going to Kaizer Chiefs in Enko. Why would I even lie like that? You understand? But anyway, I'm happy Kaizer Chiefs have announced, and I'm sure now in Bugele Bekaya, you are happy to hear the announcement of this player. But you know, it is a done deal. So right now, we are moving forward. We have 5 players that we have signed, 6 Samayo. Hopefully, we can be able to get the rest, the 2 players that we do need, and then see Valley, the transfer market or the transfer window for us. And then we start focusing more on the games and making sure that we integrate what we need for us to be able to compete this season. I see great things coming our way. Remember what I said last season when I said to you guys, I don't think Sundowns is going to win the league title. And for that matter, I do not even care which club is going to take it. Well, yes, I did not care initially until I realized, okay, the people that are taking it, it's our neighbors. So yeah, I was not happy about that. But right now, all I'm saying is it's going to be a tough season, not just for us, but for everyone. That's what I'm saying. It's not going to be an easy journey on this Betway Premiership. I don't even know who's going to win the league title for the 2026 to 2027 season. But all I'm saying is it's not going to be easy for you. And I just wish our boys, the best of luck. Hopefully, we can be able to retain that position or the top 3 position. But it would have been nice for us next season to play a CAF. Not Confederations, but the CAF Champions League. Also, some good news before I forget in Valley video. On the CAF Confederation this time around, we're not going to be playing home and away, or actually the first round. We're only going to jump straight to, because we did not qualify. So definitely that is some good news, and I'm happy about that. So yeah, big ups to the club. Hopefully we can have less more games and then progress a bit more quicker, even if it's not figure final and not get the whole thing. But with this new coach, I do believe we might be able to salvage something. Bafethu, this is it. Thank you so much for watching. AMAKHOSI.